The damage path the Portage tornado left behind is expected to last for years. Storm Team 8 Chief Meteorologist Ellen Bacca takes us to the skies to survey the key damage points 1 year later.
Damage in Portage is still very visible from the ground, but pilots in our area say from the sky, the scar the tornado left behind shows just how extensive the damage path is and how narrow the zone of impact really was. From the sky, scenes of destruction, homes ripped open, trees laid flat, lives completely changed. Now, 1 year later, evidence of the Portage tornado still stands, especially evident from the sky. Here at the Kalamazoo Regional Airport, flight instructor Jeffrey Rogers saw the damage firsthand. His hangar narrowly missed, the tornado tracking only a few hundred feet away, crossing runway 1735 on the south side of the airport.
And that's the best way to describe it. It's just a scar that just comes right across Portage now.
Today, he's taking us up for a bird's eye view, down runway 1735 and up to 1,200 feet.
And we're airborne.
Today, we're flying low and slow. The flight plan taking us over key points of damage left behind by the tornado. The goal is to see how the city has healed 1 year since the storm.
How often do you fly over this area?
Daily.
Yeah?
So, yeah, we do a lot of practice out in the practice area, which gets us across this quite a bit.
What was it like seeing it right after? Was it a little jarring or?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely shocking.
According to survey reports, the tornado first touched down just southeast of Portage, near 10th Street and West R Avenue. At touchdown, it was rated an EF0. Here is what the location looked like after impact.
And Kalamazoo Tower, 1817 Romeo. We're coming up on our first circle. 17 Romeo, roger, thank you.
Here is what it looks like today. Homes repaired, trees still telling the story.
You can see the patch right down there. This subdivision.
As this tornado continued to approach 131, we saw the wind speeds go from 70 miles per hour to 80 miles per hour, and then quickly 95. So very quickly, you can see how the trees are just laid flat as the tornado started to hug Center Avenue. The first 8 minutes that the tornado was on the ground, it largely missed a lot of buildings. In fact, if the path had just been a quarter of a mile further to the north, it would have been rolling through a lot of buildings and parking lots like the Hardings, near Fieldstone Grill, and Zingo. Instead, on the south side of Center, the first 8 minutes of this tornado path hit a lot of trees, but otherwise did not do as much devastation as it could have.
From there, the tornado moved straight into the city of Portage. Here's what it looked like on impact. Damage survey reports the tornado was a strong EF2 as it slammed into Center in Oakland. The strip mall with Jude's Barbershop had the roof peeled back.
The barbershop that got completely decimated had people inside of it, and the one patron went in the back and he covered the two ladies that were in there. What a hero that guy was.
Here is what it looks like today.
That white building is the new building, the white top.
The strip mall is under repair. The blown apart building down the street, now a cleared concrete slab. Damage is not as readily apparent from the sky. After the tornado hit here 1 year ago, it had weakened slightly. At 6:04, it slammed into the rectory at St. Catherine's of Siena. At 6:05, it hit peak wind speeds of 135, shifting a house on Timber Creek Court off its foundation. At 6:06, it hit Westnedge and Shuring as an EF2, taking down some greenhouses with 120-mile-per-hour winds. From there, it moved to the Celery Flats.
And you can see Celery Flats and see all the trees and how they was devastated. And I think because of the marshiness, the wetness of the ground, and they just couldn't support the trees with those high winds.
I think you've really hit like a key point that it's not just the wind, but it's how the wind interacts with the material. So if a building is not made as well, or if you're in an unstable, marshy area, it's going to interact differently. That's why some buildings in the Portage area saw more damage versus others, even though they are subjected to the same amount of wind speed.
The tornado hit Oak Brook Estates as an EF2 with winds of 130 miles per hour. Here is how it looked 1 year ago. Many units damaged, some blown completely away. Here's how it looks today. Where homes once stood, now clear slabs. Oak Brook Estates was one of 2 mobile home communities hit by the Portage tornado.
Roger that, 17 Romeo. we're going to bounce over to Pavilion Estates.
After ripping the roof off the FedEx building and crossing the Kalamazoo airport, the storm then moved towards Pavilion Estates. This was the last major damage point before dissipating. Here was the scene 1 year ago. This is the scene today. A cleared line of slabs showing the units that were rocked by the tornado. Meanwhile, units nearby completely untouched.
It's so crazy to see just how intense the wind is in one narrow path.
From there, the tornado fell apart over some farmland, weakening to an EF0 on the north side of East N Avenue. In the end, the Portage tornado was only on the grounds for 11 miles. But it's clear the path it took didn't just carve itself into our landscape, but into the very history of Portage itself. Ellen Bacca, Storm Team 8.